what up, party people? My name is Josh Lipton, and this is Finance Soup. And today I wanted to discuss Tesla, which had a milestone day and actually hit an all-time high and passed $1 trillion in market cap. It's an amazing achievement. I'm a longtime Tesla shareholder, disclosure, and a huge fan of the company. And so I wanted to take this time to discuss um, Tesla through a framework of the T algorithm. So for those of you who don't know, the T algorithm is a framework that was created by Scott Galloway, um, who used it to, he looked at some of the most valuable companies in the world, Google, Amazon, Facebook, and said, what elements do they have that help them get to $1 trillion? And can I use this to identify other companies that might get to $1 trillion one day? So, again, Google, Facebook, Amazon, Apple, these are the obvious ones. He looked at Spotify, he looked at Netflix, I believe. Um, but one that he did not look at, and as actually consistently he's been calling would go down in value, is Tesla. And I wanted to look at that because to me, Tesla obviously it made $1 trillion quicker than any of the others. Spotify is not there, Netflix isn't there. I think Netflix is a quarter of a trillion maybe. So still an amazingly impressive company, but I want to go through Scott Galloway's framework and show how Tesla is actually the most obvious choice for a $1 trillion company. So again, this is not a financials, this is a mental framework. And I believe while you do need to look at the financials, you also need to have a mental framework for understanding a business and how it can grow. So let's go through the T algorithm. So the T algorithm has 6 elements, and those elements are appeals to human instinct, visionary storytelling, vertical integration, career accelerant, Benjamin Button, and Rundle. And I'll explain each of these as we go. So appeal to human instinct. So that's basically saying each one, a company needs to appeal to one of the 4 human instincts. These are his words. I'm paraphrasing, but he says there's basically the head, the heart, the gut, and the genitals. And the genitals, he doesn't mean literally. He means it's the need to feel loved and affection and wanted and it's kind of sexy. So a lot of luxury goods appeal to that. So Apple appeals to that. Ooh, I'm so fancy, and I'm a visionary. The branding was think different. So you feel more unique and special. When he goes through how each of the ones, the Facebook appeals to the heart, our need to be connected with other people. Amazon is the gut, our need to have more for less. So what does Tesla have an appeal to human instinct? To me, it's obviously yes, and to me it would be the genitals. It would be that need to be loved and seen as visionary and different, and it's got that sex appeal. So does it have human instinct? Yes. To me, actually, just think about the brand of Tesla, and to me, it's as strong a brand probably as Apple. It's got that same kind of cult fervor, people who love their Tesla. Same with people who used to line up outside Apple. There's definitely something there. So I would say huge check mark for the first one. Appeals to human instinct. Done. Second one is visionary storytelling. So does Tesla have visionary storytelling? What is visionary storytelling? It is, companies need to be able to sell this grand vision of the future, and that enables them to attract massive amounts of capital to help grow this business. So, the best example is Amazon, where they said we want to be the everything store, and they traded profits for vision. They could have made profits, but they said no, we want to reinvest everything back into the business and keep growing. And they were only able to do that because they had this grand vision, and they were able to raise huge amounts of money, and they have these huge cash piles. And now they're able to use that cash to acquire Whole Foods and build warehouses and these things that really help cement their position. So does Tesla have that visionary storytelling in spades? Just look at Elon. He is a storyteller. He is for the years he's been talking about how he's selling this vision of a greener future where everything's electric. People have bought in, and he's used that storytelling to raise billions of dollars. They now have, I think, a $20 billion war chest. And for a while, the biggest fear was that Tesla would go bankrupt. There's almost no risk of that anymore. You might say it's overvalued, but they're not going to go bankrupt because they have so much money because he was able to sell this vision to the public. And then they also, like the stock would shoot up in value, and he'd sell some shares publicly as well. So again, he's able to use that visionary storytelling to raise money. So again, check mark again there. What's the third one? Vertical integration. So vertical integration, let's use Apple as an example. So Apple controls, they obviously sell iPhones and devices, and that's a huge part. But because of that, Each Apple device also comes with the iOS App Store. It doesn't come with the Google Play Store. You can't do that. And so because of that, they can then monetize apps. They take a fee of every app in the App Store. So by having billions of devices out there, they're able to then control the rails. So they both get the software revenue from apps as well as because they control the App Store, which they only have because they control the devices. So that's vertical integration. They control the rails, as he likes to say. You know, and then they're even doing other things, vertical integration. Apple now took integrate production of their chips now in-house from Intel. So again, a lot of these companies are trying to become vertically integrated, and that's a huge benefit. Um, so does Tesla have vertical integration? So I have a link here. Let's open it, but the answer is yes. I mean, it's an article. I'm not going to go over in depth, but why it is vertically integrated. In fact, uh, Elon Musk's other company, SpaceX, that was their whole thing was, most spaceship companies, they would just buy things from 20 different companies, put them all together. But each of those companies you're buying from, this piece and that piece, they need their own margins, these companies. So when you actually can vertically integrate, you can bring the price down significantly. And I remember an example where it was in SpaceX, it said, hey, we can actually lower the price of producing a radio from $400,000 to $20,000 because they could produce it in-house. And another great example specific to Tesla is they said, hey, um, if we want to grow the way we want to, there's not enough batteries in the world currently to support all these electric vehicles. So they actually brought battery production in-house. They built a gigafactory that now produces, tons and tons and tons of batteries. So they, again, other auto companies like outsource. Really all they do is they produce the engine and then they put it together, but they outsource everything else. They outsource the body to someone else. And my dad worked for a company that just did the sun visors and the roof padding and stuff like that. There's hundreds of different suppliers that help the car company. Tesla does it all in-house. They're basically fully vertically integrated, including software. They do the software, they now do the chips. So there's definitely a lot of. So vertical integration, big check mark there. So right now we're 3 for 3. So how about career accelerant? So again, this is does working there, are you able to get the best and brightest? Again, the best companies are able to hire the best and brightest, partly because they can compensate them with stock options or big paychecks, but also because they're seen as a place where it's a jumping off point for your career, and they can attract the best and brightest. So Google, Facebook, these are the most well known. People want to go work there, and they say you'd be crazy to pass up a job for Google or Facebook, and then people have left Google and Facebook and started amazing companies. Or PayPal, how there's the PayPal mafia where I think it was like 6 or 7 people started at PayPal start other billion-dollar businesses. So you want to work for one of these really well thought of companies that is a career accelerant, not a middle of the road company. So is Tesla a career accelerant? Obviously, get another link. Tesla is the #1 most attractive company for engineering students, and that's a massive advantage. That's the article. And I think actually when they asked students, they said the #2 is SpaceX. So again, they're getting the best and brightest students, engineering students, the top talent in this field. They want to go work at Tesla and SpaceX. So is it a career accelerant? For sure. People definitely want to go work there. 4 for 4 so far. Okay, last two. Benjamin Button. So what he means by that is, just like in the story, Benjamin Button, he ages in reverse. Most products, the more you use them, the worse they get. Their utility goes down. You open a toothbrush, you use it once, it's kind of fresh. As you keep using it, it gets worse and worse and worse, and then you need to buy another one. So the value of it goes down. But the best products get better the more you use them. So Google, the more you use it, the more it learns what's the best search term. Or a better example for me is Spotify. The more you listen to music, the more it knows what you like to listen to and what you're maybe not so into. And so the playlist can actually get better. So it makes better and better recommendations. So does Tesla have a Benjamin Button effect where it gets better? Huge yes. So Tesla is currently the only car company that can do over-the-air software updates. So they can actually update their software just by, it sends your car software an update over the air, and it can actually make changes. So this was a famous one from a couple years ago where they got a consumer report, they got just an okay safety rating. Then Tesla actually sent an update to the car that actually enabled the car to stop way quicker. The stopping distance was reduced by 20 feet. Huge difference. just because they changed the software of how the car actually implements the brakes. Again, it's beyond my capabilities to explain from an engineering perspective, but the point is that they can improve the car's product the more you use it. The more you use it, they've been able to push software updates that improve the range of the vehicle, that improve how it charges in cold weather. Again, braking distance, all these things, fuel efficiency. And not just that, they're also collecting data on safety and how you're driving so that they can improve the full self-driving capability. So again, there's a thing, FSD, full self-driving, which are capabilities that allow the car to say, oh, you're getting too close, or there's a line on the right, and then it can automatically adjust for you. So these capabilities get better the more you drive and the more people that drive. So does it have a Benjamin Button effect where it gets better the more you drive? 100%. And building on that is the Rundle. So Rundle is recurring revenue bundle. So an example would be, you know, an example of recurring revenue is Netflix, where every month Netflix charges you a certain amount and you get a service. But the bundle is something like Microsoft, where you're paying us a flat fee, but you're getting this, and this. So you're getting Microsoft Office and Teams and this, and the point is that the whole bundle makes it so attractive. You don't want to use a different service for each individual thing. You say, you know what, if Microsoft adds a new feature, I'll just use them because I'm already using all of their stuff and it just gets thrown into the bundle price. Um, so do they have a bundle? So this is the one where it's the most iffy. Do they currently have a bundle? I would say no, but they're working on it and they're getting very close. So currently, they have full self-driving. You could buy it. You could buy all these features, and it was first 5,000, then 7,000, then $10,000 to buy it. This list of features that one day can include, your car driving itself on the highway. But a lot of people don't have maybe $10,000 to spend up front for a service that's not even fully available yet. So instead, they've changed it and they've able to have a recurring revenue where it's going to be a couple $100 a month to have this full self-driving feature. So they do have recurring revenue now. And on top of that, they're layering in new recurring revenue streams. So another one is insurance. Again, because they have all this data, as mentioned with the Benjamin Button, they're getting better. They're getting better at assessing risk of how risky a driver you are, and that enables them to better price that risk for insurance. So Tesla's actually gone in the insurance game. I think it was California now. Also, they launched in Texas. Again, that's another recurring revenue. And I could definitely see them doing a couple more of these where they have, maybe the solar panels on your roof, and you're just gonna say, you know what? Let me just pay Tesla $1,000 a month, and for that price, they're gonna give me a car. It's gonna have full self-driving. They're gonna source the energy from the roof. They're gonna power it with a power pack. So they're not there yet, but there are a number of different recurring revenues that streams that they can do. I do think there's a leasing option for the solar roofs that they have, but they haven't had it into a bundle yet. So this one I'll give a half point that they're there. But when I look at it, that's 5.5 out of 6. Most of these companies get 4 or 5, and they're still eligible, according to Scott Galloway, to be, hit the T algorithm. Tesla to me is the most obvious example. I have no idea how he missed it. Again, he's been a hater. Again, no knocking on Scott. I think he does great work, and I'm a huge fan and mad respect to him. I really enjoy listening to his podcast, and I think he's a bright guy. But I think he really missed the boat on Tesla, and I'm not sure why, because even applying his own T algorithm to Tesla shows that this company is an amazing product that people love and that can grow for years to come. And today was a very exciting day for Tesla fans and shareholders like myself that it hit over $1 trillion, and I'm excited to see where it goes from here. So thanks so much for watching.